Hello everyone, how y'all doing on this Friday afternoon? Yay! It's finally the weekend for us. I know the only 4-day work week, and for at least for everybody here in the States. But yeah, I know I used to go through that myself even when I held down a regular job. So yeah, I get it. Believe me. Yeah, and just to let you know, no, I did not post a video this morning. I just woke up this morning just not feeling right. I couldn't put my finger on it. My sugar was fine and so forth. It just, for some reason, I just was not feeling right this morning. So I didn't do my exercises, go for my walk or anything. I did record a video, but I decided not to post it because I'm just kind of like, you know what, forget it. I'll just do an update this afternoon as to what's going on and so forth. So yeah, if you're looking for a morning message video, no, I did not post one, and I'm not going to, even though I did record one. Yeah, I think what it boiled down to is just feeling very imbalanced. I think that's what it boiled down to. I've been pushing myself all week, with my exercises, increasing the intensity on those, plus working, only getting about maybe 4 hours worth of sleep at night and so forth. So, and last night I did pass out pretty big time. And then I got up, ate, even, so on and so forth. But I still wound up with a low sugar this morning too. So that woke me up, and then went back to sleep. But then that's when I woke up and I just was not feeling right. I'm like, okay, put the kibosh. And it actually brings me to today's message. It's really, there's been a recurring theme with the messages this week, and it's definitely coming out with today's message, all about imbalance and generosity, how it is that you can get your balance back and so forth. So let's jump into this, okay? First deck, Spirit of the Animal Oracle, so in that way we know what sort of spirit animals we have around us, okay? And the first card pulled from the bottom of the deck, the number 61 card, the Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace. Second card pulled from the top of the deck, and the number 58 card, Stag Spirit, take the lead. And then the last card pulled, also from the top of the deck, the number 25 card, Elephant Spirit, learn from the past. All right. And the second deck that is used, I decided to use the Wildwood Tarot. Okay, this is by Mark Ryan and John Matthews, illustrated by Will Worthington. Mark Ryan, you will know if you're a fan of the Transformers movies. He's the one who played Bumblebee. Okay, so that's the deck that we're using. And the spread that I'm using, let me get back here to the right page, is the bow spread, as you can see there. Okay, so I use this spread every once in a while or whatever, but knowing the actual names and the placements, what they mean and so forth, I always have to refer back to the guidebook, so bear with me, all right? But the first card pulled from the from the bottom of the deck, the number 14 card, Balance. And this would be the same in the Rider-Waite Tarot. It would be the Temperance card, okay? Second card, and this is the significator. This is what the whole spread is all about. Okay, the second card pulled from the top of the deck. This is the bow position. It represents the point at which skills of the inquirer can be focused to connect with the heart of the situation. And the card pulled from the top of the deck is the Four of Arrows, which would basically be the Four of Swords, rest. So if we want to get some balance, first we need to get some rest. Okay. Third card. This is basically what is called the conscious limb, which represents the individual consciousness or analytical process at work. And basically it's what you think about the situation. The number 20 card, the Great Bear. This would be, the corresponding would be the Judgment card. Okay. So basically, talking about everything, with the material world, what it is that we're actually taking with us, what it is that we're actually leaving behind. This is what is on our conscious minds, okay? And in the number 4 position, the spiritual limb represents the emotional or spiritual elements present in the reading. The 2 of arrows, which would be the 2 of swords, and justice. Again, talking about our imbalance. Okay? And the number 5, the string represents the energy or momentum of the situation, what drives the issue. This is the 10 of arrows, which is the 10 of swords, instruction. And according to the guidebook, this is basically learning from the past, learning from our ancestors, taking what lessons that our ancestors are teaching us. Basically, the lessons that our ancestors are leaving for us. So, learning from the past. Okay? And in this number 6 position, the fletchings represents the point of balance, enabling the energy of the reader to interact with the energy of the reading, and it's basically what guides the solution. And it is the 9 of arrows, or the 9 of swords, dedication. Okay? In this deck, oh shoot, basically taking the skills. I'm so sorry. Taking skills and what will with us and what will help us with our outcome. Okay, I had to think there for a minute. All right, and basically our outcome card is the arrowhead, represents the personal intent of the reader, which aimed at the problem becomes a powerful means by which they come to terms with the issue at hand. And the card pulled, for this one is the number 11 card, the Woodward. In this in this deck, it basically relates to the Strength card. Okay, basically finding our balance, so that way we can go out and not only pursue our passions, but also doing it from a little bit more of a place of calm. Okay, so basically, yeah, like I said, what this reading is telling us, that the issue that we're dealing with, and it's not surprising, especially with us going through all these transitions and so forth, with the Pluto retrograde happening and so on and so forth, and now of course we have full moon tomorrow. There's some imbalance that's going on. I know this is the balance card, but that is the question that we're having, how it is that we find this balance, okay? And how we find this balance is through rest, okay? So in that way we can face our fears, figure out what it is that we're taking with us, what it is that we actually take with us when we leave this incarnation, and what it is that we leave behind. So we can figure out, obviously, what it is that we leave behind is all of the earthly things, all of our possessions and so on and so forth, okay? But what it is that we're actually taking with us are all of the lessons that we're learning, okay? All of the skills that we're learning, and also with what it is that we're leaving, we're also taking love with us, but it is... Okay, we're taking the love with us, but we're also leaving it behind, because what it is that people are actually going to remember us for is not at all everything that we acquired while we were here. And I'm talking about, the fancy sports car, the big beautiful house, our bank accounts, or things like that. It's not it's basically memories. And what sort of memories do you really want to leave behind? And the sort of, is it because of the lifestyle that you lived, whether it was a positive or negative, and a positive, a negative lifestyle? What I mean by that is, were you somebody who was constantly negative? Were you somebody who was constantly, say, for instance, doing drugs, drinking all the time, being abusive, and so on and so forth, or being a narcissist, having those narcissistic tendencies? Or is it somebody who was basically taking the lead on being gracious, somebody who is loving, somebody who's forgiving, and so forth, okay? Even if somebody hasn't been that way with you, are you somebody who is going to be a forgiving person? And that's how you get your balance, okay? So The numbers were 9 and 7, and the whole reading adds up to 7. Okay, so like, subscribe, hit those notification buttons. Okay, love you all. I'll see you later.